How are you?
I'm alright. You?
Yeah, you look like you look like you've just got out of bed.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
sick. Yeah.
Hasn't changed much, to be fair. I mean, let's be honest. It's still a big. I'm just jealous because obviously mine's fading.
You still got some hair.
So where are you at the minute?
I'm in Turkey,
You're in Turkey,
hometown. Yeah.
Yeah. And what are you up to? You on holes or?
No, I'm on a holiday. School is done.
Yeah.
So I just came here, spending some time with my parents and shit. That's it.
Yeah. Quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was Buckswood?
Buckswood's lovely. What can I say? Buckswood is Buckswood. As you can tell, some of the outfits have got a little bit better. It's
Yeah, you got really better. Yeah.
It's quite nice, doesn't it? Almost looks like I've bought it for me. So anyway, so listen, what are you doing? You're at uni now?
Yeah, moving to uni.
Where?
Moving to uni. I'm going this year.
Oh, okay. What are you studying?
Probably law.
Oh, hello, another lawyer. I've got to be careful. I keep getting some of you guys are going on to law, and I've got to be nice about what I say to you in case I get done later.
Hopefully I'll be a lawyer.
No, it's fine. I never say anything nasty. It's fine. So well, you're starting that this year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So what have you been up to then since you left Buckswood?
I moved to a new school. Yeah, football wasn't really good there, but they made me the captain for 2 years, and it was fun. Like, not as competitive as Buckswood, but like it was just fun. Doing a training once a week, having a matches a couple times a month. That's it. Right. Nothing special actually.
It's been a bit crazy as well with COVID. That sort of
yeah.
A lot of the stuff. I know for us that we'd not. I mean, we had some competitive matches for the under-18s. But other than that, we've not been able to do an awful lot match-wise
because of COVID. Yeah,
it's been different.
It's been really different. Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's going to be around for a while. But hopefully,
it's getting better. It's getting better.
Yeah, we can match it a little bit better. So remind me, you were at Buckswood for 2 years, is that right?
2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
2 years. So you were in what form?
GCSE 1, GCSE 2.
So what's that? That's form 4 and form 5, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you were here when Magro was here?
Magro was here my first year, and then Rafa
the second year. And you were part of that wonderful team that got to the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So what? How did you end up at Buckswood? I mean, how did that all come about?
Basically, I was gonna go abroad for my high school studying, and then my neighbor, she went to Buckswood,
right.
And then like her parents called me and said like, it's a lovely school, you want to come? And I said, why not? Because I was gonna go to Switzerland actually to study.
Okay.
But then I changed my mind. I saw the school, I saw the people, and decided to go to Buckswood. And I was happy for 2 years, but then had to change. I feel like I had to change it because of academic reasons. I wasn't good enough there.
Yeah.
Moved to another school.
Well, life does that. Life changes plans.
Yeah.
So what was it that made you choose to come to Buckswood rather than going to Switzerland?
I said I feel like football was really good. That's what got me in it there. I saw the academy. They're like, you guys were professionals and stuff. So I said, why not? Let me give it a try. And when I met the people, they were like really nice and close to me. I felt like, going to a place by yourself when you're 14. In Buckswood, I could do that. I felt like so. I said, why not?
It's a very family feel to it. And I think that's something that's been mentioned by a few of the others. So that first year you've come in, and as I say, it was the first year for me and Magro, so we were all in it together. How did you find that first year?
It was difficult at the beginning. Of course, I couldn't really speak English. I didn't know that many people. But I got used to it after like a couple months, 1 or 2. Met some new people, really had good friends, and got used to the school. That's it. And then first few months it was difficult, but the rest was really nice.
Mm-hmm. Was there any standout moments in that first year?
First year, I would say my first football match, like we lost, but like it was my first football match. I would say that, and the stuff we do on the weekends, the events in school, outside of school, they were really nice times.
Did you go on any of the trips that year?
Nah.
No.
Most of the time I'm coming back to my country to see my parents.
Yeah, okay. So you've done the first year. It was from my memory, it was an extremely busy, hectic year. Obviously, as I say, it was me and Magro at first, and then John came and joined us for a while. And then and it was very chaotic. I seem to remember when that first week when we were trying to hand out kits and what have you. It was a little bonkers. My one of my memories of you at Co is that you were always a smiler. You were always we always talked to you, and you were always, you're always one of those people that we'd come along and we'd have a laugh with, and you were, for want of a better way, you were a mischievous little what's it but you were always good fun, and you're always good to have a part of the team, because I think it's important that there are jokers in a team, because it helps everybody relax and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
So we get into the second year, and obviously the head of football changed. Well, actually, officially that year you had the head of football change twice, because you had Giles for 6 weeks, and then Rafa became the head of football.
Rafa was very bad, yeah.
How did you find that? Because obviously, I mean, you had one coach, and then you had another coach, and then you had another coach. I mean, was that disruptive?
Actually, I was happy with Rafa, really happy, because like he was such a lovely person, and he knew how to play the game.
Yeah.
And that year we actually kind of succeed. We didn't win the final, but like going to a final is really a big something, I think. So change, it's hard to get used to, but Rafa was really nice at the end, so I was happy with it.
Did you notice a difference between Magro and Rafa in the way that they approach things? I mean, and if so, what did you notice?
I think Rafa was like more friendly, and Magro was like a bit more tough. It's a different type of coaching style, of course, but and Rafa, they were both quality coaches, I would say. But I like Rafa more, because like he was more friendly and he was more understanding. And the way we play football actually changed after Rafa came.
Yeah. So as I say, that year you got to a final, and as you said, we didn't play very well and win. We didn't win that game, and I've said this, and I've said this on some of the other videos, is that personally I think had we played our game, we would have beaten them. That's my personal opinion.
I think so. Like if we played like we played in semi-final or quarterfinals, I think we could have beat them, but because the game was like so pressuring, and they would keep pressing whole match. I think that's what stopped us from playing our game. Because normally we play a pass game most of the time, with Rafa. Like the midfielders and defenders play close. We play good passes and we go up. They didn't allow us to do that. They pressured. And after that, we lost 4-0.
Well, no, I mean the opposition did exactly what they set out to do, which was to knock you guys off your rhythm, and to make life difficult. I mean, they were big people. There were some of them were big players, and
I think that's what I was gonna say. Like we were playing under 16s, but they didn't look like under 16s,
No, exactly, and they, that's something we obviously can't prove, but my memory of that is obviously I knew, and I listened to some of the players, and it was the size thing was an issue, and I think you have to play what's put in front of you, don't you? Really.
You couldn't really say much.
I mean, I remember us going away for I think it was the semi-final, where the pitch was quite short. It was quite a small pitch in the back of the school. Do you remember? We played on a Saturday, didn't we?
Yeah.
And for me though, that was probably one of the best games. I'd seen you guys play, because you were enjoying it. You know, it was a fun game.
1-3-1, I guess. 1-3-1, yeah.
Everybody enjoyed playing. It was great fun. And
yeah, we had a great chemistry at the end. Like during semifinals and quarterfinals, we really got connected, and then everybody knew what they had to do as a role and as a player, and everybody was enjoying it. Like that's what I was saying with Rafa. The team kind of became a family, I would say. So everybody knew what to do and support each other. In the end, we won the semifinals, of course, with that attitude, but we couldn't do that in the final. That was the problem.
We arranged for you to go. Obviously, we went up, didn't we? We went up the day before and you know, stayed over and what have you. Do you think, looking back, that there was anything else we could have done, or that you as players could have done in preparation for that final?
I think we could have watched the other team's games, or like see tactics, because like we were expecting, I don't know, not that playing style, not that pressuring. We were expecting kind of an equal match because it's a final. Because I don't know, they were strong opponents, to be honest. But I think we were better than them as a team and as individual players. It happens. I don't know.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it does. It does. And I say, obviously, it in the pro world, like you say, you'd all be watching the videos, you'd all be preparing for it. We'd all know, we'd have worked out the weaknesses. We'd have worked out, you know, everything from penalties through to, you know, when they're likely to make their substitutes. But it's a bit different in schools football, because you don't have every game, and you not every school puts their stuff on social media like we do. We obviously now we put a lot of games now on social media, which obviously we never did, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a nice thing to do as well. So, you know, families can watch it. You can go back and watch it and like say, yeah, this is the mistake you've done, blah blah blah. But in school football, yeah, you start to find your opponents' matches and like their players individually and like kind of test them. I know, yeah.
So looking back over your 2 years, would you say the final was the big standout thing for you as far as the football academy is concerned, or was there a game or a trip or something else that stood out for you?
One game that we played in home in Buckswood, we won 1-0. I think it was round 16. The one Joey scored from halfway line. Yeah, I think that game was like really a standout match for me and like the rest of the team. We were struggling. They hit the ball like 2 times. We saved from the line like at least 3-4 times. At the end, we succeeded and we won the match. And that day, I was like, yeah, actually, we could really win this tournament. And I'd say that was my stand-up match. Well, final was a big thing as well. So. Yeah.
I mean, as I say, the final, I would have understood if you'd said the final was a big game, even if, as I say, we lost. But there was a lot of pluses from that. As I say, we apart from going to St George's and, you know, seeing all the facilities and you know, getting the tour and stuff like that, it was an outstanding facility. I mean, let's be honest, it really was an amazing.
Yeah, England national team plays there.
Yeah. It's where they train, they prepare. Well, that's where they prepared for the Euros this year. You know, so
unfortunately lost in the finals.
Listen,
happens.
We beat Germany and we got to a final. That's something we've not done in like forever, 50 odd years.
Many years. Yeah.
Listen, I'll take every positive, and I thought they played really well. I think.
Yeah, and you lost in penalties, you know, sometimes. You know, it's not like you lost in the game.
Exactly. Penalties is a 50-50. Luck of you just can't really do it, and you can't really prepare.
Even the best players, like,
but you can't prepare for penalties, can you? Even at school level, you can't really prepare for it because you can't recreate the pressure.
Yeah. It's about choosing sides, unless it's a perfect penalty. But like, it's a big risk to take. I think trying a perfect penalty, like the top corner, left corner, like Maguire did.
Yeah, well, look at Rashford. Rashford was trying to get into the bottom left-hand corner, and he ended up taking it too far, and he hit the post. So it's one of those things.
One of those things. Yeah.
What did you like most about Buckswood in general? Forget just the football academy. What did you like most about Buckswood?
I would say because like we lived with our friends and stuff, as a boarding. I think that was it. Like the family thing. You always wake up with your best friends. You go to sleep with your best friends. You go to training with your best friends. You go to school with your best friends. You're always together, and whatever you do, you don't feel alone because you live by yourself, away from your parents and stuff. But you don't feel alone. That's what I like most about Buckswood. The school was good. The facilities was good. Teachers were nice. I would say, yeah, the ambiance, I would say, was really nice.
So if I'm the parent or a potential student looking to come to outside of their home country, the two questions I've asked on everybody is why should they come to England, and especially why should they come to Buckswood?
Why should they come to England? Because England has a lot of boarding schools, which has people from different kind of nationality and different kind of countries. So you get to know every single culture and every single different people, which is nice. And why should they come to Buckswood? Because Buckswood is actually, with Mr. Sutton and stuff, like even the principals, they were kind of understanding people. They knew that you kind of came from far away, and if you were struggling, they were there to help anytime, anything that you want. So I think Buckswood was like really a lovely place, and if I had a son or daughter, I'll send it for sure.
Oh, nice to hear. So the other questions I normally ask. So I normally ask, who was your favourite player to play with at the academy? And then the second part of that, who was the player from the academy you didn't like playing against?
First one, I like playing with Virgilio.
Yeah.
Our captain, because we were centre backs together. We played alongside for like 2 years, and I got really used to him, and like we had a connection. So playing with Virgilio was really comforting because if I've done a mistake, I know it was there to save it or like help it. So with Virgilio, I was really feeling comfortable playing alongside with him. And the toughest player, I think it's Prince. I think it's Prince.
Yeah.
You really don't know what is he gonna do because he's fast. He can shoot. He can dribble. He can do all kind of things. So it was really tough to defend him. Sometimes you get nutmeg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prince was the most difficult one. Like I hated playing against him. I always wanted him to be in my team in the training matches.
Prince is a little bit like Jack Grealish in the fact that
yeah.
the only outcome you've got of doing a tackle against him is it's going to be a foul. Because the only way you can actually stop him is to go through him. And
I do lots of fouls.
Yeah.
Prince, sometimes you got annoyed.
Many times because, like you say, even when he's standing still with the ball, and you approach him, he'll do one movement or turn himself so as he becomes in the way, but it's just at the time that you go to put your leg out to go and get the ball. So you can't you make the move, but he then turns you and it becomes a foul, and you're like, what? And he lays on the floor. He does it exactly like Jack Grealish. I'm telling you, he falls on the floor, and you're like, well, that's a foul, even if it's the softest foul in the world. He gets the touch. Just right.
He gets the physicality. Yeah, he's also a physical person, so it's really tough to kind of play against him. Yeah, his physique.
He wants to take players on. He's just such a good player.
Yeah.
The only downside is he can be a bit lazy at times.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, but
also Segura was really good, I think.
Yeah, well, of course. Obviously, we've mentioned Bello and Segura and that. I mean, those three obviously they stayed on for the last couple of years, so they've just graduated. So
yeah, I talked to them.
You still talk to them?
Yeah, sometimes we keep in touch. Still say like hi. Yeah.
Segura's on the club, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Prince, I think Prince is hoping he's going to get something out of Aston Villa.
Hopefully. I think he deserves it. In my opinion, he's talented enough. He's good enough for sure. And player, I think we will see Prince in TVs like in a few years.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I always said. Like I said, I'm gonna see this guy as a professional player one day for sure.
Was Prince in your 2 years? Was Prince the player? Was he the best player you ever played, or you saw at the academy?
In my age, yeah, I think so.
Was there anybody else? Anybody above? So obviously, I mean, when you were there, we used to train all together, didn't we? We used to have everybody. 5 nights, 4 nights a week, whatever it was. Was there anybody that would stand out? I mean, it doesn't have to be Prince. It can be, but I'm just saying, was there anybody else that you remember that you're like, well, he was a really good player?
I would say Park.
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah.
Park he was so good compared to his physique, and like he knew what to do. He knew how to play the game. As a chem, he played most of the time as a chem. He knew how to pass the ball around and see other players. He always had a kind of eye in the back. So I think Park was really good to play with. I didn't like playing against him, but like playing with him was actually fun, and he knew what he was doing. So I would say Park as well.
I like Park. He's busy doing his thing in career at the minute. I'm still hoping I'm going to get him on to do a video at some point, but he's harder to track down than the Scarlet Pimpernel, so I'm trying. So
he's still playing football.
Yeah, I think he's doing he's with some Korean club or
nice.
uni club thing. I do still see his social media stuff and keep an eye on him from time to time, as I do with try and keep an eye on all of you guys. Because I think it's important. I think that's one of the important things that me and Magro and then Rafa and then everybody else, we've sort of tried to keep that family. We're even when you're no longer at the school, you're still, you're still a Buckswood Lion. And I always put that on, because obviously I do all the social media as well for the academy. So, I always put Buckswood Lions, because we're always Buckswood Lions, even if you've left, even if you were only here for a year, you're a Buckswood Lion and you'll always be a part of that family. And I think that's quite important, because, when we've got let's say a young 13, 14-year-old coming in, I think it's important for them to have someone to look up to. And I think it's important for the older ones to look after them. But then those that have left are just as important, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, totally.
So we work very hard to try and keep that going.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like Buckswood as well.
Yeah. If I was to give you your time again, would there be anything you would change?
I would say, no, actually, I was happy. But maybe like trips to other countries or whatever.
Differently though, would you do things differently yourself?
I think so, because like I was serious, but sometimes I was lazy. I missed 5 trainings, and I didn't come to Rome. You guys went to Rome, like you guys went to Italy. I would totally come to that. I said I didn't want to go, but I kind of regretted afterwards, because it was a nice tournament there and nice experience as well. So definitely, I would go to Italy.
I can't say it was a nice experience. After all, we went to Rome and I got threatened, but other than that, it was fine. I preferred Atalanta, preferred Bergamo to Rome, but that's my personal choice. And you would have been able to do that in your second year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I think seniors, yes. The seniors went second year. Juniors had it first year, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you would have liked that. That was a good.
Yeah, I wanted to come. I changed my mind. I don't know.
That's fine. We make choices, don't we? So obviously we've already discussed you're doing law. Any hopes to still have a reasonable level of football, or?
I played for 2 years in my new school, but not as good as you guys. Like as a team, also facilities and like the coach, it wasn't really professional. It was just like a Sunday league games, I don't know. They made me the captain first year I go there. See like that, so you can understand the team is not quality.
Because we taught you all these leadership qualities. That's what it is.
Yeah. But it was fun, It's like Sunday league matches. People used to come and watch the school. We played close to our school, so it was just like Friday nights playing football matches. Still doing some sports. That's it. But last year we couldn't play because of COVID.
Yeah, yeah. Are you hoping to play when you go to uni, or are you looking for a local club?
I would do it as a hobby, but I kind of stopped as a looking as a professional thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I never looked as a professional thing. With Buckswood, you kind of do because of the atmosphere and like the matches you have. You have like you go into different 4 tournaments or something, 4 cups. And when I left the school, I kind of lost an energy to the all of that.
Used to be only 4 cups. Nowadays, it's an awful lot more.
Yeah.
We have three senior cups per age group for the English schools. We do the independent schools, as you know, you played that. That was brought in your second year because we never did that the first year. We now also do with the seniors. We do AOC, which is universities and colleges. So we're playing the bigger organisations, and some of them are a lot older than our players. So that's quite a good challenge, and obviously the county stuff. So it's a lot more fixtures now than when you were there. Well, definitely in the first year, and obviously a bit more than the second year. But
nice. More matches. I always like more matches.
Yeah, is that nothing to do with the fact that you'd like to come out of school and miss lessons? Yeah.
Yeah, also that.
Listen, mate, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Sorry?
Is there anything else you'd like to add? Is there anything? So, like I say, we'll put this on our YouTube channel for prospective people, hopefully, to learn from. Is there anything you'd like to add? Is there anything you'd like to tell anybody who is thinking?
Not really. Go to Buckswood. It's a nice place to be. Good football coaches, good atmosphere, good people. So I would definitely suggest.
I'll send you the check later for the good football coaches thing. All right, all right, mate. Well, thank you very much. I haven't got to say that's all. We've done everything. It's gone really well, and it's good to see you, my friend. I really do.
Good to see you again. Yeah.
It is really good to see you. You look well, considering I know you're not feeling too good at the minute.
Yeah. It's okay. I'll get better.
You get better. That's fine. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your time today, my friend.
Thank you. Nice to see you again. Say hi to you.